The city of New York is buzzing about their basketball teams as not only are both in the playoffs, but both have home court in the first round, which hasn't happened since 2013. Speaking of 2013.
Had home court. The Knicks had home court.
Whatever, Max, you're killing me today. That's the last time the Knicks made the playoffs, won a playoff game, and won a playoff series. This year's Knicks have accomplished the first two on that list. And the Nets tonight can take a commanding 3-0 series lead against the Celtics if they were to win. They are 8-point favorites despite playing at Boston. Let's focus on these two New York squads. Max Kellerman, What would be a bigger failure? The Knicks losing in the first round or the Nets losing in the finals?
Obviously, the Knicks losing in the first round. I'm not trying to hear, just like Stephen A. said, I'm not talking about what was. I'm talking about right now. You reset expectations. I'm not trying to hear, well, the expectations in the beginning of the season, those have been totally reset. The Knicks come in as a higher seed than Atlanta. They had home court. It's going to be a tough series. If they lose it, they lost in the first round to a lower seed, no matter how you slice it. If the Nets win in the lose in the finals, the big three that's played 10 games together, including the regular season and postseason so far, with KD coming off a catastrophic injury, with Harden hurt most of the year, joined the team once the season began, with Kyrie missing all those games, no time to develop rhythm or chemistry. If they get all the way to the finals and lose to, say, the defending champion Lakers, you know what they're going to have to do? Even to get to the finals, they're going to have to go through Milwaukee, right? Or is it going to be the Sixers? Or is it going to be some other combination of good Eastern Conference teams? Milwaukee, we just said, everyone's saying, hey, they might go all the way this year. Look, by the way, look what Budenholzer's done with the whole thing. And Giannis doesn't have to initiate the offense anymore. I was just told they have a big three in Milwaukee, plus guys like Bryn Forbes and guys like that. Look at the Philadelphia 76ers defense. Thibault emerges with Simmons and Danny Green and Embiid and all the shooting with Seth Curry and everyone else. You mean to tell me you get through all that and then you get to the Lakers and lose in the finals? And that's a bigger disappointment than getting bumped by a lower seed in the first round? Get out of here.
You know, Max Kellerman, I usually would be tempted to say is Spot Kellerman at work again. But I'm not going to call you Spot Kellerman. Your new name is Vicky. You know who Vicky is, Max?
Vicky?
Who's that?
Remember Vicky, Max? iRobot with Will Smith, the computer.
Yes, I do remember iRobot. I don't remember Vicky exactly.
That's right. No,
I don't know
she's
if I
the
like
robot.
being called Vicky.
It's the robot. It's the system. It says my logic is undeniable. My logic is undeniable.
Yes,
that's you, Max Kellerman, because that's how you feel.
Maybe I am
because
Vicky.
you're thinking about Philly. Because you're thinking about Philly. You're thinking about Milwaukee, and that's where you are with it. Clearly, you have no pulse for New York anymore. I don't even know why you're around. I don't even know why you tell people you have a residence in New York. Why don't you just leave town? You have no idea what you're talking about when you talk about what will happen.
Where are you right now? Where are you right now?
I'm only in the ATL because the Knicks are here.
I don't presently have a residence in Los Angeles. Do you, Molly?
I don't have one in Los Angeles either.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Excuse me.
All right, we here.
I'm just saying I don't.
We here, okay?
That's all I'm saying.
We here, all right? Here's the deal, y'all. If you look at the New York Knicks, okay, I understand what your point is, Max, in all seriousness when you talk about the first round. But what I'm saying to you is I get to lean on the expectations you had coming into the season. Nobody expected anything from the New York Knicks. And here they are winning 41 of 72 games, going 41 and 31, being a fourth seed. And by the way, you had identical records to the Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat. And when you look at the Atlanta Hawks, led by Trae Young, with Bogdanovich, with Collins, with Hunter and these boys, these brothers can play. And so when you look at them, you like them a lot and you recognize the fact that from a talent perspective, they actually have more talent than the New York Knicks. It's just that Thibodeau's exceptionally at coaching defense and the New York Knicks are grinders. So you come playoff time, that could propel you to victory over a superior talented team. When you look at that and you say, if you lose in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks, all right, we didn't like that, but damn, we had a good season. KD comes to Brooklyn. Kyrie starts off the season and don't want to talk to anybody and bringing up everything from the Israeli-Palestinian conflict to stuff that's going on in the inner city communities. And we applaud his philanthropy, his political conscience, his political conscience and all of this stuff. We applaud all of that. But when you look at that combined with Harden and how he came from Houston to Brooklyn and you take into account their resume, Kyrie, champion, KD, two-time champion, two-time NBA Finals MVP, James Harden, 4-time scoring champion, okay? Former league MVP, the combination of the three, the most prolific offense, and you said it yourself, when all is said and done, these brothers will be the greatest offense we've ever seen. To come up short in New York City with everybody in the streets raving about the New York Knicks, it'll be a bigger failure for the Nets not to win the chip than for the New York Knicks to lose in the first round.
No, because the Nets will have taken control of New York by then if they make it all the way to the finals. And the town can flip, at least
Brooklyn.
temporarily.
Just Brooklyn.
At least temporarily. I remember in '86, the Mets took the city from the Yankees. It wasn't permanent, but it was for a year or two, maybe 3 years. The Mets had the New York more than the Yankees did. I remember this. The town can flip at least temporarily. What? Yeah.
How long did the Mets have New York?
Between 86 and 88, I would say it was a Mets town.
You need to be tested. That is not true.
It is.
When they made their run and they won the World Series the Mets
check
had
the
New
attendance
York for 2 or 3.
Check the attendance. Check the TV ratings.
And my godson Nicholas, is that what you did? A different kind of orange? They must
Let's
be
not
special.
go down
They
this
have
rabbit
never
hole.
had New York like that.
They did.
Ever.
By the way, it pains me. I hate the Mets. I'm a huge Yankees fan. It pains me, but it's true. The point is this about the Brooklyn Nets. If they were to fail against the Lakers, it would be a problem for KD. You lost to LeBron when you're crewed up. It would be a problem for Harden. James, you can't. It would be a problem for the players, and it would be an enormous celebration of LeBron's greatness, right? He did it again, just like he beat the Warriors. But the Nets would be in good shape. They just went to the finals. Their future looks great. The city will have been buzzing about the Nets for a month after the Knicks were done playing, Stephen A. That's the bottom line.
Let me tell you something. Max Kellerman. Can't have it that way, bro. Think about how prolific they are. Who are the Brooklyn Nets? I mean, we know about Joe Harris. We know about Blake Griffin. We know about Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. But who are the Brooklyn Nets? You know it's about those 3 individuals. And if they lose, Max, they get all the attention. All of it. Absolutely all of it. Kyrie left Cleveland because he didn't want to be sunned by LeBron James. He departed from Cleveland because he wanted his own squad.
It wouldn't be good for Kyrie or KD or Harden.
He didn't want to be no little brother to LeBron. That's well documented. KD,
that's going to happen, Stephen A.
He believes he's the best in the world. I mean, you know how
all
bad
we
it
would
would
say
be.
Is, say is these dudes barely played together, still almost won the chip, and then next year we'd expect them to win the chip.
That would be fair. But that's not what people would say. That's not what people would say.
It's the first time they have 3 players averaging over 24 points per game in a single season.
That's the alternative title to this show.
That's the
Agree to
Nets.
disagree.
Oh, okay. There we go.